This is Ellie Zeiler, an 18-year-old TikTok star who posts fashion and beauty content. On March 13, 2022, she posted the following video about a subject that was a little out of her wheelhouse.
Why is gas so expensive, and why is the United States inflation rate at a 4-time decade high?
A 4-time decade high? Is that even English?
4-time decade high.
Of course, what she should be saying is that the United States inflation rate is at a 40-year high, or the highest in 4 decades, but whatever.
I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas down the street is $7, and here's what they said.
Okay, first of all, you might be thinking, why is an 18-year-old getting the opportunity to ask the White House anything? Well, here's the background. The Biden-Harris administration reached out to an advocacy group called Gen Z for Change, and they helped identify 30 of the top TikTok stars to participate in a Zoom call with White House staffers. Those staffers included Matt Miller, the special advisor for communications from the White House National Security Council, and White House press secretary Jen Psaki, who apparently couldn't contain herself about getting to talk with a bunch of influencers.
When I heard this briefing was happening, I basically crashed and invited myself.
You're 43, Jen, calm down. Anyway, Jen Psaki can make time to brief and go full fangirl over a bunch of social media influencers, but for some reason doesn't have the time to take questions from the majority of the reporters in her own briefing room.
Thank you, everybody. We'll do this again tomorrow.
Venezuela. Can you tell us about
There have been a range of reports. I'm sure we can get you more details. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you.
Priorities, I guess. Anyway, now that we're up to speed, here's fledgling economist Ellie Zeiler to tell her over 10 million followers on TikTok why gas prices are so high.
I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas down the street is $7, and here's what they said. The obvious reason: we're getting out of a 2-year pandemic. When use goes up, price goes up.
No. The price is going up because of supply and demand. In fact, here's Joe Biden talking about the very same issue back in November 2021.
The big part of the reason Americans are facing high gas prices is because oil-producing countries and large companies have not ramped up the supply of oil quickly enough to meet the demand. And the smaller supply means higher prices globally for oil.
And this has been an issue ever since Biden took office, which means that the Biden-Harris administration had over a year to encourage more oil production right here in America, but instead...
What is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
The Biden-Harris administration won't acknowledge that they're the biggest cause of the current energy crisis. And now they don't have to, because thanks to Vladimir Putin, they literally have a villain to blame it on.
Russia is one of the top 3 producers of oil, and it is actually their #1 revenue source. Now, with Putin starting this horrific fight between Ukraine and Russia, nobody wants to work with him and do international trade. So with people being scared of war and limited resources, prices are bound to go up as well.
Okay, we don't have limited resources, we have a limited supply. And that's largely thanks to the Biden administration limiting access to resources right here in the United States by using bureaucratic red tape and slow rolling permits that are needed to drill, build pipelines, etc. And if you want to take a look at my explainer on the matter, Ellie, the link is in the description.
For the people who can't pay $7 for a gallon of gas, there's an app called Gas Buddy that shows you the cheapest gas near you, as well as a link in my bio to donate to the misplaced refugees of Ukraine.
So Ellie's advice is to shop around for the best gas prices using an app. And if that doesn't help, please consider donating to Ukrainian refugees or something. Anyway, while there is no official audio or video of the TikTok briefing, one of the participants did, however, make a recording, which Taylor Lorenz of the Washington Post published on SoundCloud.
So, the United States inflation rate is at a 4-time decimal high.
What?
What does this mean to young people, and what does this mean for our future?
Okay, hang on. That's not what she said that she asked.
I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas down the street is $7, and here's what they said.
So Ellie not only didn't ask the White House about gas prices, but if you look at the transcript of the response to Ellie's question, link is in the description, the White House didn't say anything about limited resources or when use goes up, prices go up. So I don't know where she got that info. And needless to say, wherever she got it, it's wrong. And as you might expect, this whole episode brought with it negative coverage from the media, and Ellie decided to address it in a follow-up video.
A video I put out earlier this week has inspired a lot of conversation and bashing in the media.
Yes, because A, you don't know what you're talking about, and B, because you don't understand that the Biden administration is just using you for your 10 million followers. But of course, Ellie's going to ignore all of that and blame it on, well, you know.
Misogyny is very much alive and well in the media. Isn't it interesting that out of all 30 creators, I'm the only one being body shamed and discredited for being a young woman interested in politics on social media?
No, sweetie. You're being discredited because you're an 18-year-old who doesn't know anything.
In the past couple of days, I've gotten thousands of grown men and women shaming me for my body, shaming me for my education, shaming me for me wanting to be interested in politics, and shaming my parents for how they raised me.
Saying that she's gotten thousands of those comments is a lie. I've scoured through the nearly 17,000 comments on her video, and I didn't find one comment that contained body shaming, shaming her parents, shaming her for wanting to be interested in politics, or shaming her education. And to be fair, she doesn't have any education to shame, considering that she only just graduated high school. Anyway, the majority of the comments that I did find were people criticizing her for her bad take and for letting the Biden administration take advantage of her and use her as a mouthpiece. Here are some examples. How does it feel to be a tool for the most incompetent and embarrassing administration? Don't let politicians use you for propaganda. Makes us women look bad. We are better than this. You got played and don't even know it. This is not an insult, but you have no idea what you're talking about. They're using you. Ever heard of the term useful idiot? Ellie is gorgeous and cute and deserves all of her followers, but she is just wrong about this. I despise Biden for using her to spread misinformation. And that's exactly what is happening. And in an interview with Cheddar News, Ellie proves their points.
So I'm wondering, because you have well over 10 million followers on TikTok alone, you have a significant presence, what do you see as your responsibility to combat misinformation? And
spoiler alert, Ellie's answer to combating misinformation is to spread Biden administration propaganda.
Yeah, I think that it's interesting because it's with TikTok. I obviously partnered with the White House and with the government.
Yeah, nothing says credible independent voice more than when someone uses the phrase, I partnered with the government.
They told us this information on this call, obviously, as we all know, and they are telling us the information, and then I go and relay it onto my TikTok account. And so they aren't giving it to another media source to necessarily change and kind of say to their own views.
So for clarity, Ellie just said that when her partner, the White House, gives her the information, that they don't have to worry about her changing it around because she's just going to repeat their narrative.
And so it's really just me stating the facts on TikTok.
But it's not the facts. She's just repeating what the government tells her.
Grown men have posted pictures of me saying I must have done unspeakable things to get the opportunity to learn. With comments that I've been reading every day, such as, what do they call women who do anything for money? Yeah, you know.
I should point out that this comment posted by a grown man was actually posted by a woman named Beverly, but that's beside the point. And for the record, saying that someone's boobs are bigger than their brain isn't technically body shaming. But of course, Ellie Zeiler claims that she's a victim because some anonymous people are mean to her on the internet. Well, join the club, honey.
One reporter even asked me, why do you think that you're allowed to talk about politics when you post makeup and dance videos?
I honestly doubt that any reporter would have asked Ellie that question in that way. I can't prove it, but in my opinion, she's lying about that too.
Since when did dancing disqualify me from getting educated?
Wow. Ellie's dancing is about as half-baked as her commentary on the economy.
Does that make me not allowed to be interested in politics and what's happening in the world?
Who said that? No one is saying that. You're allowed to be interested in politics. But if you're determined to offer your uninformed political opinions to your audience, you're just inviting more negative criticism. And based off the initial response, Ellie's audience isn't having it, and they want her to stay in her lane.
And I'm sorry, but there's no way that I will let these grown men and women stop me from continuing to learn and grow and become educated.
But see, that's the problem. Ellie didn't get educated. She just blindly repeated Biden administration talking points. And that Ellie is the opposite of learning. Anyway, that's it for now. Be sure to like and subscribe, and hope to see you next time. If there is a next time.